Right. Government is an institution that makes rules, regulations. Thank you. To control the society. That's what government is. So today we're going to talk about government aims and influences. Government in the country, government of this country, government of the society, they have their own aims. There are reasons why they are there. So they are there for a certain purpose. So that purpose, they must ensure that it is done, it is observed. That's number one. Two, in the course of going on through their objectives, they will make sure that they use everything within their capability to get those things done. That is influence. Do you understand? Government wants to make laws. Government wants to, they have objectives to reach. They have goals to reach. But how do they go about getting to this goal? How can they reach this goal? They can only reach these goals with influences. So they come up with rules, they come up with regulations that will help them to achieve those goals. Do you get it? So, the role of government in an economy, that's the topic. So let's talk about it now. The role of government in an economy. Who's going to read for me? Please do, in our...
The role of government in the economy. The government plays a key role as a producer of goods and services and as an employer.
Thank you. So, we said government is an institution that puts the society in order. That's what the government is. So, in economics, government will serve the role of a producer and at the same time serve the role of an employer. Do you get it? Do you get it, guys?
Yes, yes, yes.
So, please write. Today's 3:22. I'm done with that. I'm done. Yeah. Yes, please. So please write government. What is government? Makes and enforces the law of the society, which makes the law and enforces it in the society. Okay? So please look at the word. I said, what is government? Stop writing this. Government is an institution which makes the law and enforces it in the society. They make and they enforce. That is, they make sure that whatever law that are made are enforceable, are carried on with. Is it clear? So, but in economics, government will serve as what? As a producer and as an employer. Is it clear? You can continue to write. Okay, let me write it us. Okay? So, let's talk about, stop writing please. Let's talk about government being a producer. Government is a producer because it supplies goods to the society. It supplies goods and services to the society. That means government what? A producer. So what type of goods do government supply? That is what we need to talk about today. So as a producer, government, when I'm writing, you can write, okay? Supply goods and services. Alright, please stop writing. So, as a producer, government supplies goods and services in the economy. What type of goods and services do government supply the economy or produces in the economy? Government produces the public goods, the merit goods, the public services, and what? Welfare services. So let's talk about public service, public goods.
Public goods. These products are non-excludable and
Rivalable.
in
Consumption.
Example are national defense, law and order, street lighting, flood control systems, public fireworks displays, lighthouses, online search engines, and public roads.
Thank you. So we're talking about public goods. These goods are what? Non-excludable. So what does non-excludable mean? It means your own consumption does not deter or stop my own consumption. So we can all consume them, like the public light. You use the light to see at night. So you using it to see at night does not stop me from using it to see at night. Do you understand what the public good is here? Yeah. Public goods are goods that are non-excludable. And when you talk about non-excludable, it means what? Your consumption does not stop other people from consuming it. Do we understand? Please write. Stop writing, please. Let me continue to read now. Let's go to, I think you understand what public goods are now. Goods that are stop writing, please. Public goods, like, stop writing, please. Goods that are what? Non-excludable, non-rivalable. So these goods, everybody has the right to consume them. Your consumption doesn't stop my consumption. My consumption doesn't stop his consumption. Is it clear?
Yes.
So we go to merit goods now. Please read.
These are
products are deemed to have social benefits yet are under consumed without government intervention or prohibition. Examples are education, healthcare services, and work-related training schemes and public libraries.
Thank you. So when we talk about suppressing place, my essential suppressing. When we talk about merit goods, these goods are provided, but without government, we cannot all have them. These goods are provided by the private sector, but the private sector cannot fully provide them without the help of government. That's why we call them what? Merit goods. So what are merit goods? Goods that without government intervention, we cannot all consume them. Can you just stop that? Is it clear, please?
Yes.
Goods that without government intervention, we all can't consume them. Example, education. There's private education. But just imagine if we don't have public education. Will everybody be able to go to school? Some people cannot afford private education. And that's why there's public education. And who provides the public education? The government. Is it clear? So merit goods are goods that we all cannot consume without the help of government. Another example is the healthcare. They are the private hospitals. But those that cannot afford the private hospitals will go to the public hospitals. Yes or no? So just imagine if there's no public hospital. Some people might not be able to go to the hospital. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes.
Is right. Example given. Education. Okay. Service. I think you understand the difference between a public goods and a merit goods now, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Stop writing, please. Adam. Public services.
Public services. In many countries, the government also directly provides other essential public services, such as postal services, public transport systems, the emergency services, fire, police, and ambulance, and immigration services. In some countries, the government goes further to provide public utilities services, such as gas, electricity, and telecommunications, and terrestrial television broadcasting services. These services are not run in the same way as they would be if private sector firms were seeking to maximize profit.
Thank you. So we have public services. So when we talk about public services, these services are provided by the government. So these services, we are able to get them because they are free. Government will provide them as it becomes their duty to do. So example is the Libyan TV, the 218. Yeah, 218, right?
Yes.
It's a government television. Do you pay for it?
No.
So it is free on air. It's free on air. So you can watch it. You get the latest news. You get the latest development about this country there. This one, the 218, will be run by government public funds. It's not like a private company running a TV program. If it is run by a private company, it will be run with the aim of maximizing profit. Do you understand? So if it was run by a private company, you might need to subscribe before you can view it. Do we understand public service here? Another example is the General Electric Company of Libya, GECO, the electricity company. It's a public service. Or do you pay for that? No. Because you are not paying for it, it becomes what? A public service. Not a public good. It's a service. Electricity is a service. They provide electricity service. Is it clear?
Yes.
So whatever services that have been rendered that are non-excludable also.
I did not understand.
What?
I didn't understand.
Which one?
This one.
Public service. Services that are rendered by government. You don't have to pay for them. They are non-excludable. You have it, I have it, everyone will have them. They are different from public goods. Goods are what we can see, they are tangible. Do you understand? But services are not tangible. Do you get the difference here? Another example is the Libyan Postal Service. The Libyan Postal Service. You know the Libyan Postal Service? It's run by government. So these are what we call public services. Are they clear?
Yeah.
So please write. Do we understand public service now? Services that are run by the government. Okay? And the last one is welfare services. Abdulaziz, please read for me. Welfare services. Welfare services.
Welfare services. In Mexico, economic system see Chapter 2. The government provides social and welfare services to people in need. These include transfer payments such as employee benefits and state
Pension schemes.
pensions schemes for the elderly. The New Zealand.
Okay, thank you. It's okay there. Thank you. So when we talk about welfare services, these are services rendered to government because some people are vulnerable. Like some people are helpless. So government will try to help them. Like unemployment benefits. Stop writing myself. I told you whenever I'm talking, you don't write. Welfare benefits are welfare services are services government render to those that are vulnerable or those that are helpless. One of the examples is the unemployment benefits. What is unemployment benefit? The benefits you gain because you don't have a job. So government will try to give you a certain amount of money for your upkeep until you get a job. Do you understand welfare services here? These services are not given to everybody. They are given to those that are less privileged. Pension scheme for the elderly people. They are not able to work anymore, so they have a certain amount of money they get monthly. Government can also provide this. Do you understand the difference between a public service and a welfare service? A welfare service is given to those that are vulnerable, those that are helpless, those that are less privileged. Public services are rendered to the public, everybody. We can enjoy it all. Do we understand the difference? Do we understand? Thank you. All right. Do you have any questions up to now?